Hello. Hello.
Hello, yes, we'll just, hello.
Yes, can you hear me now?
Yeah, we'll just kick it off. So, yes,
Yeah.
okay, perfect. I hope I'm audible to everyone. A very good afternoon to all of you. My name is Anand, and I would be the moderator of this webinar. I'm extremely delighted and honored to welcome all of you to this online event. Today we would deep dive and we would try to understand that how did Bharati Vidyapeeth University, one of the biggest and the most decorated universities in the country, made a successful transition from offline to online examinations during the lockdown period. Today, we have with us Dr. Anthony Rose, who is the additional controller of examination of the university, and he'll be sharing his first-hand experience of the journey of making this jump. I also have the technical consultant from HireMee, Mr. Siddharth Singh, who would take up any questions related to the product ProEx, which is AI-powered examination platform from HireMee. It is used by institutions to conduct their examinations simple, seamless, secure, and scalable manner. Uh, just to introduce our guest, Dr. Anthony Rose, is an MBA and a doctorate. He is the professor of strategic management in Management Institute of the university. Dr. Rose is someone who has always has a keen interest in the introduction of technology in education. In fact, he has conducted over 30 plus workshops for faculty on the adoption of technology in academia. From someone who knows in and out of adoption of technology, we are lucky to have him here. As the current additional controller of examination at the university, he has been extremely instrumental in influencing and automating the entire examination system. Right? We welcome you, Mr. Rose. It's lovely to have you with us. How are you?
Yeah, good. Good. Thanks so much for the introduction. Yeah, thanks so much. And thanks. It's a very short explanation. Thank you.
Thank you. So a little bit of housekeeping before we move on to a discussion. All our attendees, in case your name on Zoom is different from your actual name, I would request you to please put in your name. Also, feel free to post any questions or queries that you may have in the Q&A section. You'll see that at the bottom of your screen. We will take all of them up at the end of the session, right? So before I go ahead and discuss the entire journey of Dr. Rose with us, I would just like to break down how this entire webinar would work. I'll be asking questions to Dr. Rose, and he would be telling his frank opinion on things. And we'll first look to understand that the mindset and the position that the university was when COVID hit, right? We will talk about how was one question from my side. So when COVID has struck, right, and there was a total lockdown observed, it was that it could go on, right? Dr. Rose, do I have you with me?
Yeah, there's a little interruption. Anyway,
okay. So I just wanted to ask that when the lockdown has struck, right, and you knew that there was a bit sense of uncertainty at that point in time, what was going through the university's mind and your mind specifically, given that you are the additional controller of examination, on how would these examinations be conducted in lockdown period? What was the mindset at that point?
okay, a lot of conflict in the mind, no doubt about it. And especially in the midst of a transformation, I mean, every university in the country were facing the heat of transformation before pre-COVID, and many of these had adapted to digital technologies. But that was the time when the crux of digital technology was felt upon. It was a big impact on everybody. So we were in the midst of this transformation, no doubt about it, and so we had this conflict in our mind as to what kind of a testing solution do we now adopt? Because perhaps for generations or for decades, we are used to the typical one-to-one offline and typical what you can say, the proctored based examinations wherein the proctor is there in the room and then we have to later do the exam. So that was the biggest thing in mind. Having said that, we had already been using Moodle as a platform, as a LMS for a very long, for some time back now, and most of our teaching happens through this Moodle platform. Having said that,
Right.
most internal assessments did happen through Moodle, but the challenge of the student not being there, and we need the students to be monitored through video or AI based was always there in the mind. And so this was the biggest conflict, I would say, of trying to conduct the exams. And so online, I think online exams would be an undeniable approach at the point of time.
Right. Makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. So let's talk about that. So when you had Moodle at your hand, right, you still tried to go ahead with a solution that would conduct your entire NSEM examination. What made you think that probably Moodle may not be able to do that?
Well, I wouldn't want to draw a comparison between the so-called coveted Moodle tool platform and the ones available like how you have. I don't want to do a comparison here. But however, some of the key features that we were looking into in terms of
Mhm.
what should the examination online examination system do, irrespective of the situation, irrespective what we encounter now or in the future. So I feel one is that the system should help us do a lot of automation or planning for the entire schedule of examination. That's one
Correct.
expectation. Next, it should be also helping us to create an assessment pattern, create the assessment pattern. And that's very, very important. So if a
Right.
tool, of course, Moodle does provide that, but yes, your system also provides in a much more better way of this assessment pattern creation. Next is about the efficiency of the question bank. So, can the system draw it from the list of questions given? Yes, that's another question that we have to really look at. Look at.
True.
Also, when I said of the question bank, configuration of the questions with various difficulty levels, like how you have the Bloom's taxonomy. So whether it's going to be extremely difficult level, challenging question, or maybe just a basic question. So these are some of the aspects that we were looking at. Even customization of taking the test, right? So you have the student there when he comes online. There is a lot of time being wasted to log in. So does the system have a higher degree of customization to allow the student to log in effectively? Does
Yes.
the system have a high level of proctoring? Does the system allow multi-language support? Does the system allow on-screen evaluation? Does the system allow
Correct.
for exhaustive reports and databases? Does the system allow for effective generation of transcripts? Are some of the key aspects to be considered when you do some comparison. So I can't just compare, but yes, we looked at these aspects when we were looking
Perfect.
for a partner to come into and kind of rescue us at that point of time to conduct the examinations for the students. Yeah.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Makes a lot of sense, sir. So when you are looking at these examinations from a student point of view, we see that these features are needed. But let's say if I take you to the point wherein there was a discussion on adopting an online system, and what we observed, and that may be completely wrong for your college, but what we observed that there was a sense of uh, apprehension in the mind of faculty about moving from an existing offline system to an online system. I mean, there was uncertainty everywhere, but there was a sense of apprehension. So did you face it, and how did you come across, if you actually faced it, that this sense of apprehension to moving to online? How did you as a university come out of that and actually conducted examinations online?
Well, okay, there are two answers to the question. One is definitely the apprehension will and will always remain. That's one. So that's
Correct.
one book of thought, as I would like to put it out. Will remain even today. There are some institutions who would say, okay, an online typical MCQ may not be the right testing pattern or the right testing mode for the student. We have to have this one-on-one interface. That's one school of thought, right? On the other hand, since I told you, we had a little history of dabbling with online examinations for some time back as we use Moodle. So
Right.
given that the mindset of change was not really difficult in our university, the acceptance level was
Lovely.
was quite high. But yes, of course, in certain institutions, the acceptance level was not really there because apart from whatever you said, students also face the challenge of using the online system. So it's not just that the institution or the university trying to create an assessment pattern or trying to look at embracing this digital technology. The acceptance from the audience also happens to be a very, very important factor. And if you look at a lot of data that's available in the country, you will see that there are a lot of problems and issues faced by using digital technology. I have myself done a survey trying to find out what are the challenges faced, and there are n number of challenges faced. So there's this digital divide will be there, and so the question of questioning the reliability of online exams will remain for some time, at least till certain infrastructural aspects have been what you can say sorted out.
Makes sense. So talking about accessibility, sir. So if I look at it, the kind of penetrations that is present in the rural area internet penetration is less compared to the ones which is present in urban area, right? The presence of devices is also a challenge. So did having a multi-device approach that you can take the assessments both on phone as well as laptop, how helpful was this in terms of reaching out to the maximum number of students to conduct examinations?
Reaching students through multi-device always is the best approach to do it, because not everybody will have a laptop or maybe a desktop, and so you must use certain other devices. But having said that, in certain institutions, the condition has been use of a desktop only. So the students had to adhere to and use a desktop and possibly give their examination. So this has happened. Now, why this happens is because of the factor of reliability of the student giving the examination. So on this very good factor, the students possibly were, I think, compelled to do it. So it was a challenge, no doubt. But we at this university did not face this challenge much, because our students immediately responded and were able to appear for these examinations using the devices. But I really thank the partners that we got. Did not ask for a tall order of a certain high-end requirement of a machine or maybe the internet connection. So I think these were sorted out with our partners, such as being one of them has been you. So I think this has been sorted out with our university here. Thank you.
Lovely. That's great to know. I mean, so if you can probably give me a timeline kind of a thing, how did you go about conducting the entire examination process, and how did it go entirely? Like from the point that you are registering the students for the examination to the point that the results are generated. How did that go about? How was that journey?
Well,
because it was something that is adopted.
Yeah. Well, I would say a lot of we were excited and anxious both. But our anxiety was definitely, meted out and killed out by having a good partner. If you have a very good partner, if you have an accommodative partner, I think things work out very, very well. And I think we had in fact, for our examinations, we used multiple partners. We had about 1 or 2 agencies who had done our examinations. Out of them, we found that your entire platform was seamless. That's the right word to use. And there was, absolutely no challenge when it came to beginning the test till the result generation happened. So I think we faced absolutely no challenge. Yes, the initial crucial time of planning, was very, very crucial to us. We did several issues that were there, but I think the time was very, very short for us, and so this was giving us a lot of anxious moments about how will the test go. But yes. We could only say it best when we finished the examination and say, yes, I think the platform of ProEx did a wonderful job of seeing that we never faced big challenges, in connect with the examinations.
So in the entire process, that's really lovely to know that we were able to deliver you the kind of quality that you expected. But in this entire process, if there are certain moments which you can recall, right, in making that transition, right from the point that we are purchasing, looking for a partner in order to help you out with the examinations to the point things are generated, was there, if any pleasant surprises that you received from our side that was okay, I was not expecting this, but this was maybe above the line which they tried to help you out? Was there any moment as such?
Yes, 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 yes. See, I've been with this online examination aspect for right from the month of May itself, because we did a lot of other examinations using couple of other platforms too. Um, when I talk about your platform, I would say two words just pop into my mind. One is accessibility, which I would say as ease of accessibility to the students, and second is promptness of delivery. So I think these two keywords stand a lot to define who you are and what your platform means to us. So I think these were two words that kind of go the extent saying yes, this platform is much more than satisfactory to conduct the examinations here. That's right.
So if I ask you from a very wide perspective, sir, like obviously you have conducted the online examinations, the other teachers, other colleges have also conducted online examination. How do you see the general perception about moving from an offline mode to an online mode happening in the educational industry in general, if I may call that? The educational space. I won't call it industry. I'll rather call it educational space.
See, you asked the right question, possibly to the right university. I'll tell you why. We are a university which is multidisciplinary. When I say multidisciplinary, we don't have, we don't have programs being, focused only on, let's say, management or engineering or maybe law. We have many such disciplines over here. 17 to 18 disciplines. We are into medical. We are into all the medical sciences like medical, dental, Ayurveda, homeopathy, etc. We are into management. We are into engineering. We are into hotel management. We are into law. We are into life sciences. We are into pharmacy, and the order is still further. So there is very honestly to put it, there is a mixed reaction. There are some of these who say no, online examinations is not is the right thing for a long time. For example, how would you conduct practicals for where you require the students to be physically there? So these are some of the questions. But yes, that journey, I would say these questions have been a transformative kind of a journey now. So now people have educators have begun to realize the importance of yes, there are much more wonderful tools available online, and which assessment is not really a big deal as it was thought pre-COVID levels. So I think now the acceptance towards use of multiple modes of assessment. So I think the answer would be use of multiple modes of assessment, and one of them definitely, or majority definitely, would be through use of the online system.
Great. That makes a lot of sense, because that what you have observed, sir, that if I look at this digital divide, there were a certain set of people who were on the wrong side of the digital divide, some people on the right side of the digital divide. And with COVID, if people are not adopting, what is really happening, that that divide is further increasing. People who are adopting, they are taking up a lot of using a lot of tools. That divide actually widens. That's was one of the research that Forbes was minting. So I was just quoting from there. Yeah, but makes sense. So for all the guests who have joined us, any suggestion you have about how to decide to move to online if they are looking to do that?
Yes, what I would say, you'll have to decide about your assessment patterns. So deciding about your assessment pattern, your assessment rubrics. When I say pattern or rubrics, I would say the mode of assessment. So whether you want to go fully MCQ or part MCQ, part descriptive, or short answer questions, or some other modes of assessment, these are some of the aspects that you must consider: the difficulty level, the taxonomy in place, because these are challenges for you. Because you got to define what you want to test. That's very important. And so defining what you want to test becomes a very important, crucial aspect of the entire thought of the assessment process. And the second aspect I would like the audience also to understand is when you are partnering with whether it's a free tool or whether it's partners like how HireMee and some others are, if you're partnering with them, you have to look at very keenly on the interfaces. Because there is something called as an input, which input, process, and output. So whatever you provide and whatever output you desire, are they matching to your digital requirements? Are they in tandem with whatever the partner is offering you? These are some crucial aspects you must look into, because these are the biggest challenges apart from everything else. So you can schedule a timetable, You can get these students and communicate to them, but these are two crucial aspects that one must consider, and these are sometimes overlooked at.
Great. I mean, yeah, that's perfectly correct, sir. So, I mean, I just want to sum up it.
I can't get your audio very clearly.
When an adoption, there's a mixed reaction, but still there's adoption of the process, fully complete the examination. How were you happy with the entire outcome of this entire journey? So you had a process and you conducted examinations. How was the, on terms of outcome, if I say, both in terms of learning as well as the kind of outcomes that you got through the entire examination? If you may comment on that as the last note.
Yeah, of course. I mean, the entire process was a new learning to us. We learned about actual implementation of what AI was. How does AI actually operate? So these are So we started delving upon the use of AI for much more than just conducting examinations. So we looked at all of these aspects. So I think this was one of the biggest learnings that we have been able to draw from the entire process. And thanks to your your entire AI algorithms, which has been able to sufficiently satisfy the entire examination process. So I think this was one of the biggest takeaways for me and for the university about the use of AI. Right. So I think this is something that has been really of value addition to us.
Great. Thanks. Great to know that, Arsan. So we are nearing the end, and probably at this point we have got three questions which are to us. Ask that, sir. The first question is that can I conduct examinations for the full university at one go? They are talking about the number of examinations.
Do you want me to answer that, or I think it's a question for you? What's it?
I would first request you to, sir, say that can an end semester examination be conducted, and probably Siddharth, who is there with us, he can join a bit on the scale at which the platform can operate. So maybe your point of view on can university final exams be conducted?
Okay, if you were to ask me, I think yes, it's quite possible to conduct the entire semester examination. You'll have to decide about the mode of assessment. You might use an entirely MCQ. There are different types of MCQs. Again, there are different levels at which you can set MCQs. There's no doubt about it. Or you can make a mix of MCQ as well as descriptive examination. So otherwise, you'll have other courses which will be purely online video based, where you can do a lot of projects. So I think it's quite possible to do everything online.
Great. That's great. Siddharth, if you can probably tell a bit about the scale of the examination that we will conduct very quickly.
Yes. First of all, Anthony sir, hats off to you. The words which you have used, you have reduced my effort. The accessibility and the promptness of delivery, which are the 2 points which you mentioned, are actually the mainstay of conducting the complete university examination in one go. I am very proud to say that HireMee can conduct over 15-20,000 concurrent attempts at any point in time using autoscale servers which we have on cloud computing today. So and it can be accessed by candidates through mobile, through web, through Android app, iOS app. So yes, this scale is completely dependent on what the university wants us to do. If the schedule is predefined for us, we can touch any number. To be honest, AI and coding are the ultimate level, so we can scale it up to whatever level we want.
Great. Great to know that. So the next question is directed to you, sir. It's Mr. Vishal Verma, who has asked this from NPIU. This is directed to you, sir. Question to you. Did you do a student satisfaction survey, or did you take any kind of feedback to the students on how comfortable they were with the examination?
Yes, we have done that. We have taken a survey. We have all the we have asked every student to kind of respond back to us through our own system. And so we have results of those surveys also. So I think that's essential to take a feedback from the students about the examinations, without which there will be a big void. We will not it will not help us go forward with our plans of examinations coming forward. So we have done that survey, and it's essential. You must take the survey.
Perfect. And the other question is that what percentage of students were you able to cover with the entire examinations that you targeted?
It may be very high for us, but yes, to us it's about 99%.
Oh, that's lovely. That's a great achievement, I would say. So one more question, sir. Your point of view. So this is the last question that I'll take. They want to ask you about your point of view of online proctoring, and then maybe I'll probably move this question across to Siddharth, who can quickly brief about the different kind of platform. But first, your view, sir.
Online proctoring is must. You have to use AI, AI systems, because you have to be watching your student as to what he's doing. Without watching, there are some institutions who have done this, who have done a system without proctoring, online proctoring, and that's not the right approach. You must have that proctoring to know to bring in seriousness about the examination. So I think that is essential. It must be done. That's what I feel. Yeah.
Siddharth, if you can quickly within 2 minutes brief us about the different kinds of proctoring that is present in the system.
Yes, and even here, Anthony sir talked about the reliability of the online assessment, which has been a big question mark for everyone, and we have been trying to solve it for quite some time, and we are happy to say that we have solved it to a level wherein we have AI ML systems which have been trained for over 4 lakh attempts. The data model is strong enough to run face detection, facial recognition, object detection, all in real time, and put up flags in real time to all the proctors who want to see it.
Even so what are the different kind of proctoring which is present here? You can just mention about the different kinds of proctoring.
Yes, so this is the AI proctoring. The AI model is continuously watching every student, be it at a scale of 10,000 students concurrently. Still, the AI system is watching each and every one of them individually, and flags are being raised. Flags are being raised for even 2 people in the frame, no person in the frame, the image not being taken at all, and there is a mandatory camera requirement. Without a camera, you cannot actually take the assessment. All those systems are there. All those systems are in place. There is time-lapse video which is created. There is a proctoring report which is generated, and all of this is again backed by AI ML systems, which means that every information which you get has an essential result to it. It's not just information which you need to interpret now. You have information and you also have an interpretation that whether the system is confident about the attempt or not. So the honesty level is also given to you. We red flag things, we green flag things. We make sure that the manual effort and the manual intervention is least.
And just to mention to everyone, now we have come up with our own live image proctoring mechanism, which has got 2 modes. It is an AI assisted mode and a manual mode, which can be taken up. So you'd be able, your proctors and teachers could be able to invigilate the students while during the exam in real time using continuously images that are being taken. Right? So that is a new feature that we have introduced. With that, I don't think we have got any other questions. Great. I think we are close to the time. So we come to the end of the session. Again, I would like to take this opportunity to thank Dr. Rose for this wonderful thoughts, right? And great perspective and insights that we have got from you both, and from a complete overall point of view, wherein a university with such large numbers could actually conduct online examinations, and what were the processes and challenges in this, right? So thank you a lot, sir.
Thanks so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Anthony, sir. Thank
so,
you so much.
So before I thank everyone attending the webinar, I would also like to add that we have conducted online examinations for 80 plus institutions, universities, colleges, for migrating their entire offline system into online systems. To name a few, we are working with Desh Bhagat. Apart from obviously Bharati Vidyapeeth, we are working with Desh Bhagat University, YMCA, Global, BNMIT, Sona College, Sona University. So we have worked with all of them, right? And again, thank you, Dr. Rose, for giving your views. A big thank you to the wonderful audience also for their active participation. Thank you, Siddharth, for giving those insights. And I hope you have a great day ahead. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Anand. And thanks, Dr. Rose. Thank you.